Hey, how's it going?
Hi, it's going good. I've just been really reeled by Adam like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, just as we were about to start at 1 p.m., like the minute it happened, Be Real came up and says like time to be real. And I think me and maybe like 10 real life friends are on it. And it's been a lot of fun.
Wow, I mean, that's a lot. I got it with a couple of friends, but we haven't been like that committed. But it's great to hear, that's a big group. 10 friends
Yeah.
be reeling each other.
And it's pretty consistent. Like all of us are have been surprisingly stable with it. So people will miss a day, but overall, I feel like I kind of see the insights of what a lot of people are up to on their day to day lives in a way that I really hadn't since maybe like the original Facebook days or something like that.
Oh, that's nice. So it's really like serving its purpose.
Yeah, it's been fun. And
That's good to hear.
I think one of the really neat parts with it is that like you see people doing like their kind of like you see them building two things, like someone's like researching something, working on a work project, and then like weeks down the line they like ship it, or they have some success with it. And you like, I know when I see that I feel like an extra sense of like success for them, or like support for them, because I knew all the steps that it took them to get there in a way that you don't when you only see the that finished product.
Yeah, that's freaking great. I mean, yeah, that's actually a good use case. I mean, for milestones and that kind of stuff. It's really neat. My friend didn't use it that way. Maybe that's why they weren't so committed.
uh yeah. Other than that, yeah, how's your last week been?
It's been really good, really intense. I have been watching what's been going on all over the world and what's been happening in Silicon Valley. Did you see the latest thing with, I mean, the near miss, I guess, the bullet like passing?
Yeah, you mean like a Silicon Valley bank going under?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that was interesting. I thought it would unfold like in a really different way, and yeah, really would have been tough for the startup environment.
yeah. I even got an email from so the company I used to work for, Pluralsight. They pay authors for content, and their bank is Silicon Valley Bank. So they sent out an email to all the authors that they pay royalties for, saying like, "Hey, we're okay. This isn't impacting us." So it makes me wonder how many startups right now are having to have that conversation with all of their vendors, all of their like people that they're working with. And yeah, at least at least last I heard, U.S. government stepping in, and they are going to uh, make whole any account holders, not investors, but account holders, which I
Yeah,
think's which I think's a good step.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, I seen that. That's the outcome. So it was. I mean, it's kind of good. Uh, I saw who was it from Y Combinator going on NBC, was it? Saying that at least 250,000 people would be impacted if this would happen. So pretty much would have decimated all the startup ecosystem. So that would have been pretty bad, I guess. So
Yeah, and I think I saw that there were two other banks, at least as of yesterday, that also were insolvent, and they were both banks that were very highly connected to crypto, in that you could move your money in and out of crypto from their banks very easily.
yeah, yeah, I thought it seems like it's all quite volatile and up in the air. It's like really interesting and scary a bit, but it all seems like it's like 1 inch to disaster, but then it gets avoided somehow, which
Yeah,
I guess, I mean, in this case, it was really good. So yeah, but my week has been wonderful. How about yours?
it's been pretty quiet. Just uh, last week I started like refocusing after, since now the iOS app's kind of in a good state and Eugene's kind of working on the Android app. I've kind of doubled down to focus on book data recently, and that's been a really fun shift. Like I forgot how much I enjoy kind of the solving the problem of book data. Like it's a very like it's like an organizational problem of data, like using APIs and using Ruby in fun ways. So it's a fun task to work on.
Ah, that's nice to hear. Yeah, I've noticed that suddenly our books with covers definitely percentage went up significantly. I mean, what was it? I think it jumped from, what were you saying, from 30 something to nearly 70 now, 70%.
Yeah, 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 that's like the number of yeah, we had 33% of books that were engaged with in some way on hardcover, whether that's someone adding it to a list, someone saving it for later, someone answering it in a prompt. 33% of those books had a cover. So, 67% of them didn't have a cover. And that's what we've been trying to improve on, but not really spending effort on. So this week I put some effort into it and increased it from 33 to 70%.
Wow. Flipped
And
it, basically.
yeah,
That's good. That's a feat.
and thanks. And it was like I think there's going to be a lot of room to get it up from 70 to like 90. I think that's what I'm going to be working on this week. Um, some of the ways that it's doing it now is that pretty much before our only source of book covers were either Google Books or Open Library. And Open Library, their API, we can hit it, as much as we want responsibly. The Google Books API, though, it's limited because we can only hit it so many times a day. I think we can only hit it like 2,000 times a day.
Okay.
And if we want to hit it more than that, we can request access to it, but we need to do some work on our end to only cache Google's data for a specific duration. And so part of what I'm doing is getting those data retention policies in place so that we'll be able to raise our Google API limit, and then we'll be able to start hitting Google Books API, 10,000 times a day, 100,000 times a day.
Nice. So this is for like each book cover to get updated with a new one, or for each book that doesn't have a cover to get one.
Yeah. And one of the next problems, like I think I've kind of gotten it to where it is where it's like we have the covers for any book that we basically can get a book cover from either Google Books, Open Library, or Inventaire.io, which is kind of the new one we added, which actually has like really pretty book covers. It's a
Oh,
really cool site.
okay, that's exciting on my end. I
Yeah,
mean, low resolution for book covers was one of the things, yeah, that
yeah,
I mean, that could have been solved by manually uploading book covers, but if we got a service doing that, yeah,
yeah,
even better.
yeah.
Nice.
I think their whole like data model policy is that they like the same way Open Library is kind of backed by users importing stuff into Open Library and editing there. Uh, and Goodreads is backed by like librarians on Goodreads doing it there. Inventaire is mostly backed by Wikipedia and like an
Mm,
association between each of the books in their system and a Wikipedia entry. And so the Wikipedia entry has a cover and they can
yeah.
get that cover.
Okay, that's really interesting. Yeah, the book covers on Wikipedia are usually high res.
Yeah.
Nice. If we can get those covers, yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be
So,
cool.
uh, so yeah, I think the next step is it's less focused on the book covers and more focused on merging duplicates, because oftentimes we'll have two copies of a book, one that has ISBN and identifiable information that allows us to look up a cover, and one that's a duplicate of that doesn't have the ISBN, so we can't look up a cover. But if we merge them, that would effectively raise our cover rate by just making those into one entry and then showing the book cover. So I think merging is going to be what I'm spending. Auto merging is what I'm spending my time on this week for
Nice. Yeah, that's exciting as well. I noticed some books have like a really good cover, and some that are duplicates don't have like any cover. So, yeah, Right now, I think the only way to do it is flag them manually, right? Which I've been doing on a couple of ones, but yeah, an automatic way to do that, just put that on autopilot.
Exactly. And
Nice, great. Well, I've been making a bit of progress on the book data, on the book page, not the book data, but it's really tied into that. So maybe we can spend a bit of time brainstorming on that. Maybe even building a bit what those sections on the single book page look like, and particularly in preparation for what I guess would be the next step for discussions, because I think that's where I got a little bit, let's say, not blocked, but I was thinking about the whole complexity that that would add and how we would manage it. And I think it could be like important to see how that ties in. So maybe we can talk a bit about it and yeah, uncover things that would be going on both on the front end on readers' browsers and on our back end as well.
yeah, that sounds like a good one for today.
Okay. Then we can jump into Figma. Let me share my screen over here. Um, Share the entire screen, and here we go.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
So I've been playing around with a couple of ways to show it. So this is close to how we show it today, and it's got a couple of new things over here. I haven't added anything in the tabs, but I was thinking we could talk through that. I started from the mobile page because that's what people are gonna actually be seeing on the apps, both on Android and on iOS. So I think making that work as easily as possible would be the primary objective, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And I
I
was
like.
thinking right now for the backgrounds, we're using that cool gradient. Uh, I think my first like dilemma over here is, I mean, this looks really good, but is it taking up too much space? Because if we compare it to this one has a bigger book cover and it works better. Let me get the match percentage in here as well. But it doesn't, I mean, it shows the same type of information except owned, which I'm going to put over here. See, folks, this is how you design on the go. uh, but I don't know, what do you think looks better, the smaller cover or the bigger cover, as like a comparison between these two?
Hmm.
uh,
Trying to imagine like how small that cover is going to look on a phone, like for the one on the left, and it seems like it is going to be pretty small on a device when you're like looking at it.
Yeah, it is gonna be pretty small. This is, I think, an iPhone SE. So if we, let's say, make it so that the section scrolls down a bit, so you'd be seeing, let's say we make the cover slightly bigger. This is the cover. I was thinking how it would look like if we put it like this over here. So you'll probably see a lot of this information, so the readers and the owned button sort of, let me simulate that really quickly. So you'd see it's kind of like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hmm. It's like I do like how like bright the colors are and how, yeah, how striking it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, birds and snakes. Yes, this is why I wanted to do this.
Yeah. One thing I'm wondering about is, mind if I drag things around and just see how it
No,
looks?
go ahead. Go
So,
right ahead.
just some ideas here.
Yeah. Ah,
Like
yeah,
what?
basically have a bit of that color.
And we could even, yeah, I was wondering about like having it fade from that color to like this this gray, but that might not look good for like all colors fading from something to gray. But it might actually, that actually looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it does. I mean, the only concern I have over here is how it interacts. I mean, that's why I didn't put it underneath the header over here, because the contrast might be bad for some users, some readers. I mean, if you have like a, let's say, problem with the lack of contrast, or how you see the lack of contrast on some screens, this might be a little bit tricky, but uh,
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like,
we could basically have this. Okay, so it doesn't work with bright colors, so we could have this as a tint, or something like that. But yeah, I'd rather, I mean, if I'd keep, I wouldn't overlap things. I like this thing that, it reminds me of Letterboxd a bit. The way they do it is with that gradient. See if we go on Letterboxd. uh I like that for each movie they have this gradient that
mm,
is uh, around the cover image of a movie, and that's a really cool effect. Uh, I guess we could go for something similar, but yeah, that was my worry over here. Contrast is a bit tricky because if this color is variable, it can cause some trouble. So
yeah, I guess like if we did go that route, we would have to figure out some algorithmically generated colors for the other things in the header so that they are
yeah, and
different.
even then, I'm not sure it would be like a good design pattern to change that depending on this color. I mean, yeah, you could set
Or
them to wait, what?
or another, well, I'll let you finish that thought first and
Yeah,
then I
no,
have
no,
an
no,
idea.
go ahead. I was just playing with blending modes over here, so while I do that, okay, not this one, obviously.
What I was thinking, like on the feed, we hide that header, like so it's not, it doesn't show up until you like scroll up. And so like if you scrolled up, then it would like overlay it on top of everything in like with its gray background on top of it.
Okay, so kind of like this.
Yeah, so it would look kind of like that initially, um, and then if they scrolled down, then scrolled up a bit, then they would see like this up here, but with like a gray background behind it.
I'm actually wondering if we make this. I mean, it's maybe overkill, but it would be like a nice effect if we had this. And as you scroll down, so the header would disappear. Let me just move this. I kept this because the gradient is looking really cool with that cover.
That is.
So as you would move, as you would scroll down, the header would basically disappear up, and this would uh yeah, take up this portion of the screen, and kind of like something kind of like this. And maybe. Um, yeah, I'm not sure between. Yeah, and from here it would just scroll down normally, but it would have that effect where it goes from this to this, or and yeah, with all the info over there as well. Let's like make it. Let's final. So kind of like this whole background uh, gets
Hmm.
maximized.
I see.
Yeah, let me just save this
Oh, does Siri ever like randomly pop up when you're not expecting it?
every time. I don't know how to close it, and I don't know.
Okay.
It's just one of those things. Yeah, something kind of like that. Well, I'm wondering in terms of information,
Yeah.
how would it look better? What I'm worried over here is that cramming the cover next to the book title and the author name can, for
Mhm.
some books that have longer titles, be tricky. And we
Yeah.
have some of those in our system. Maybe I can remove this for now. I want to walk you through. Yeah. So this is kind of like a tricky route. That's why I wanted the cover to sit on its own ideally, so that it's kind of like uh, this, even if it's like larger
Mm. What if we kind of uh, are more selective in the side info? Like, what if we use something like this first one, but then put the title like
on top.
up here above it, and then oops.
Yeah, let me move this. This is everything that should go in that page. So looky here, folks. Long list.
And you can even make the font even bigger, I think, for the title.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I don't think I have that font installed. New Spirit.
Oh, I have to send it to you. I can make it larger. Wait, let's go for
It,
24.
it's just neat that it shows up for me, even though I don't have the font, which is like
Yeah,
the magic of
uh, it's
Figma.
weird with typekit fonts because they don't let you download them. So I'll figure out a way to send it over. But yeah, for this kinds of things, it's a bit tricky. Let's go like
and
this. I'd also put the author name maybe up there. I don't know why, but it kind of looks weird in
and
here.
I was
Or
thinking like what other info would make most sense up here, and I'm thinking it's like the facts about the book, like the page count, the
hmm,
year it came out, maybe
yeah. Let's
um,
say how many
popularity.
pages. Year it came out would basically be for one the most popular edition, right? Or
Yeah,
the actual like first published date.
yeah, probably like first published date.
Okay. And, uh, should we write just the month and the year? April 2015.
Yeah, that's probably good. I mean, most people don't need the exact like 13th
Day.
of April. Yeah,
No, we could put that published. We write published in front or first published.
I think first published is the most specific. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then yeah, trying to think like what else would be most useful here. Like, and for this button, I'm wondering if it should be the full button and not the mini button, since this is kind of like the the place to go to for information about this book. So it feels like the
Yeah,
weight
the
of the
mini
full size
button.
button.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean the full size button works. But we should put it somewhere underneath because whoop. Oh no, actually, yeah, because I changed currently reading to just reading. Would that make more sense? I was thinking because if we write its full length, uh, that how we spell currently, yeah. See, we get into this
Yeah,
conundrum.
I'd be up for just
So
reading. Yeah,
yeah, okay, let's do that.
and then yeah, I like having it up there up top. Like it feels like without having to scroll, just being able to look at this page without scrolling down and being able to see like the most of this data about the book is pretty awesome so far.
Okay, that's good.
I think like
Let's.
the next like most important bit that is probably like a series position,
Mm-hmm.
and that's always a tough one because books can be a part of multiple series, but we probably only care about like the most popular series that it's a part of.
I had this question if we should put series in here as a tab or and if we should just put it as a piece of text over here. Uh, let's say third in what's the name of the series? Hunger Games. Is it Hunger Games?
Yeah,
Hunger Games series. Let's see if we do that.
another another way we could do this. Um, yeah, I'm thinking like in terms of like the information hierarchy. I'd say the four most important parts are the title, the author, the cover, and the series. So it makes me
Mhm.
wonder about like where we could put it up top in the colored area, like the gradient that would make sense, whether that's yeah there or on the right side. Yeah, it could be a really
Wow.
long title though. That's the
Yeah, that's the catch. But let's see. Wait, something that. Let's see if it works like this. Okay, third. Well, let's put that underneath in the Hunger Games.
uh, try another. Whoop.
Yeah,
Um,
go ahead. In the Hunger Games series.
do like,
Oh, here we go.
um,
Yeah.
and then do like a
I'd even leave it like because for this color you could basically set if it's a darker or lighter hue, right? Or shade.
I was trying
Uh,
to I was trying to do like a background so that it would be like almost
just
like a tag. Yeah.
okay. You can actually group this the Hunger Games #3. Oh, or Figma tip for all the designers out there. If you go like this and hit Shift A, you make it into an auto layout and you can choose the fill. Like
Oh, I
this.
see.
Yeah, so
That's
that
why
would.
I wasn't able to change the fill of it because it was just a text element, not a grouped
Yeah,
element.
exactly.
Auto
And
layout.
then you can, yeah, round the corners a bit. And with an auto layout, you can actually, yeah, change. With this is basically the padding, so you can play around with these numbers.
Nice.
Yep. And yeah, on this one, we can change the colors from here. So we have from the right side panel. So maybe yeah, it can be like this or something lighter.
Yeah, I was thinking we could even use like the a darker shade of the contrast color because we have that
Yeah.
green. We could use like a dark version of that green.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do the fill and do custom one. So it can be like this, and we can actually have the default. So the color of the well, maybe a bit lighter. Yeah, that's looking mighty good. So this would be after the header
Yeah,
goes up. So yeah, let me space that a little bit more. Here we go, tiny amount. Yeah,
yeah. Let's see. Uh, Playing with padding. Yeah, yeah. I think if we did that, we might even be able to show like two series, but we would want to like keep it to one line.
yeah. I mean, if how would it render? Would it be
Mhm.
or how do we do it now? So the Hunger Games. Uh, let's say this is another series, number one. So it yeah, it would be something like that, right?
Yeah, or we could just say we only show one, and if there's multiple series it's a part of, we say like see more, and then that's what takes you to like the series tab.
Yeah,
But that is very high prominence for that link for something that I don't think as many people are going to use for the two more.
yeah, yeah. It's an edge case, I guess, because not so many books featured in two series, right? That would be like a minority.
Yeah, it would. I think it would definitely be a minority of books. Yeah, maybe just one, and then they can scroll and click on the series at the bottom if they. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I mean, this could link to this tab if it's easy to. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
because basically we're navigating, we're changing the URL for the tab.
yeah, and we could even like we could even make this link even less prominent. But would that be weird to have like the two of them next to each other with
Well,
different
it works
fill?
like this. It's kind of like tag next to tag, but we can basically do this, and it looks
Mm,
good as well.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, now it's looking mighty clean.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, this is looking good. Like I'm thinking like from the conversations we've had with people about this page, like the thing people always come back to after they know like the facts about the book, like the series, the length, the author, all that. The next thing they want to know is like well, the description.
Uh huh.
uh
Oh yeah, and what we could do here, what we said that could happen is actually doing that one liner, like that really short description, and I could go to uh, say this. Can you give me a really short description? Can you give me a description shorter than 90 characters for that would make me want to read it without any spoilers. Let's see. Hunger Games. Okay. Uh, can you give me five more alternatives? Let's see. Let's see. Maybe we get a better one. This is not bad.
you know like Hunger Games prequel villains or an origin story.
Yeah. Discover how a feeling prequel.
I
Uncover the,
mean,
okay.
yeah, because yeah, these are not bad. I think all of them
Yeah.
work.
Okay. I like this one, so I'm just gonna go with
That's a good one.
explore the twist. Okay. Let's say we go with this one and let's copy move this further up so that it's and make it a bit more. Okay, maybe make shade lighter. I don't know. Is it looking good?
Yeah. One
Okay.
one one thing I noticed on Letterbox for these is I think they is this capitalized? Yeah, it's like a title.
Oh yeah, it's capitalized. Let's do that. So this is how we access these, and to make it like Letterbox. Okay, it broke the font, but let's make it smaller and yeah, because it's a headline, we can just increase the tracking on the font and just do this.
Yeah. Is it? Let me see. Is it? If we do like a semi bold,
Yeah.
that's about the extent of my design things after watching like
Well, that's great.
all
Is
the
the
tailwind things. It's always like make everything semi bold.
yeah, well, those are the details that matter. I was thinking to actually replace this with an icon, but
Mm-hmm.
E. I'll just put it like this. It's kind of a lot of text over there and some real estate. So yeah, I mean, it's good to have like that short description. I think it definitely, if we have it in the database, it can show up. If not, it can just default to
Yeah.
nothing. But yeah, we
One
can get it. So
one thing that I'm kind of curious about for this page, and let me know if you think this would be too much of a copy of of Letterboxd, is kind of something like this here.
is it the graph?
It is the graph
Ah, here we go. Is the graph?
like that. Like
Yeah, this is a really nice, yeah, let's say view of the ratings. I'm wondering. Let me play around. What? Oh yeah, yeah, it actually works. Were you thinking of actually showing the overall rating as well? So it's uh yeah, we got half
yeah,
stars. Yeah, that's kind of neat. I'm thinking if we can make it into, let's just put that there because it's a bit more, let's say, it requires a bit more design work, but I'm thinking to make it as a, maybe not a bar chart, but, or actually, does a bar chart make more sense? I was thinking to make it into a graph and shuffle around the elements, but yeah, that would work. If it's not here, maybe here. Would you think the rating has yeah, it definitely has a bit more importance than the published date and number of readers, right? And we can write the number of readers here.
yeah. I think it's better, more important than the published date. But
Yeah.
but then again, the published date we could also like like include it in the title. Like for instance,
Just
yeah,
put it there.
yeah,
Yeah.
or even like not even the full thing, like just
Oh,
like
okay, just have it like that.
and then
Yeah.
have it
Yeah,
larger and
we can double it underneath. Because I mean, I was trying to jam all the info in one screen, but realistically, I think there's a lot of info for this to not work unless you scroll. So the book info will probably be a scroll link thing that will have the tabs on the bottom. Um, I'm thinking that would be like the easiest way to do it.
What do you mean by a scrolling thing? I probably
So this screen would actually become a bit longer. So what would happen basically is some of the info would disappear, you know, when
okay.
scrolled. So let's say this is the like the height of the screen on your phone. Uh, let's just assume it's probably taller, but anyways, yeah, it'll be kind of like this, and you'd have to scroll to see all the book info. Would that be good, or should we try to separate that info so you just stay on one screen? I'm guessing that's a lot of book info, so it would make more sense to have it scroll,
Yeah,
maybe.
I think having it scroll is okay for like the rest of the data, like
Yeah,
because we're already showing a lot of it.
yeah.
Like,
I'm just, I mean, we haven't even gotten to this stuff, so that's why I'm
yeah,
thinking it's definitely gonna scroll. It needs to scroll.
yeah, I'm really liking this so far. Like,
That's good. Additions. Let me put additions in here as well. It's gonna be a lot of tabs, I'm guessing, anyway, with the scrolling as well.
yeah, that's yeah, all the different tabs and like adjacent book pieces is going to be tricky. Um, and yeah, these are like bottom tabs that would then change the top part. Um,
Yeah. So far, we got series, lists, tags. So this would basically just scroll when you scroll them, which is good because there's like a lot of things that, and we can move them around as well, that are important for uh, books, I guess. So you need all that in the book page, all of this.
yeah, it's like the more I look at this, the more I'm wondering about having those tabs back on top. I think, I mean, I can see both ways: the bottom tab bar and the top tab bar.
Yeah. Uh, I'll tell you what, for navigation perspective, because you'd want to browse these, having them on the bottom would make more sense because on mobile you just have to reach with your thumb. So if they're up top, uh, you'd have to. That always bugged me about tabs on top for apps in general because you can't uh, easily browse. You have to grab your phone with two hands so you can click the tabs with your thumb. But let's try
Yeah,
that. I'm wondering where to actually like put them because if we move all of this, where are you thinking? In between these or just like up top? Up top.
probably up top because I'm thinking like if you did go to the
Yeah.
discussions page, you wouldn't want to scroll through all that every time.
Yeah. Exactly. Uh huh. So let's say we have this just to see how it looks like. This is like doing a Bob Ross painting, you know, you never know what you're gonna get, and probably it's wrong, but as Bob Ross would tell you, that's okay. What was
Hmm.
that? I mean, the mistakes are, you should do them. That,
Happy little book
that,
covers.
that- exactly, yeah, that was it. See? uh, yeah, that works. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't work. The thing is, if we do
Yeah.
this, I'm wondering if there's a way to simulate, you know, how Twitter does like the swipe thing, so you can actually click on the
Mm.
screen and swipe. I know a couple of packages that allow that. That would be better because, oh, didn't do that. Um, Swiping between these would make it way easier to navigate. So you'd swipe. the whole screen and it would move. Uh, or you could tap on the tabs and they would move. But if we don't do that, there's gonna be a lot of reaching to.
Yeah, yeah. I think yeah, I think like seeing it like this, I think I do like it kind of on the bottom more.
Yeah, it's unusual, but it's unusual because it's kind of like an anti-pattern that most apps uh, have gotten. I mean, Twitter did the swipe thing probably because it was uh, also from an information perspective, because these are just indicative of where you are. But uh, yeah, if we can make them swipeable, I guess this would be better. I don't mind having like two of these and having all the navigation from here. It would be like way easier to switch between them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. I think it makes sense. And then we could just organize this list by priority, like whatever we think the most swiped thing is. Might if that's discussions, then that becomes the second tab. If it's reviews, then reviews is the second tab. So it's yeah, it's ordered in priority of usefulness.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, should we measure? I mean, what would be your first instinct in terms of order? Let me just put this here, and let's see if there are like even more tabs apart from these.
Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, series, reviews, additions, discussions, lists, tags, probably prompts.
Prompts, okay. Wouldn't prompts go under discussions? If that was one of the questions
Mm,
that I wanted to discuss, because if prompts go under discussions, um, I mean, we could put them there, of course.
yeah, it's probably a larger discussion. I
Yeah,
could, yeah, I could see cases for both.
yeah. Let's
Um,
just put them there for now, and maybe we can. I'm wondering if the numbers should stay here or not.
yeah, I think, yeah, I like the idea of just like, yeah, like you have it, like putting all the info out there, and then we can like
Yeah.
another one is potentially um, like I don't know the name of it. It would be like friends network. It'd be like the expanded version of this that shows like I
Nice.
get actually maybe that's not here. Maybe that's just like a part of the reviews tab actually. Yeah.
Okay. How would I mean? What would that show? Because that's really interesting. I'm gonna just put friends there just to have it sit.
Yeah,
Uh,
just like some way to see like what my friends' ratings are for this book and what my friends' reviews are. And as soon as I got to that part where I said what my friends' reviews are, I'm like, oh, that should probably just be in reviews.
oh yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, they could sit up top in reviews, and maybe yeah, you can. That can be the default. Uh, and
Yeah,
then you'd have popular reviews. What if, I mean, if any of your friends started discussions on that book, that would end up under discussions, right?
yeah. And
And
I
the
could
thing is,
see
yeah,
I could see series being removed and that being a part of book info
book info, okay,
and
that's good.
friends being review moved and it being a part of reviews.
Yeah, totally agree.
And
Yeah.
I could even see tags being removed and that being a part of book info.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no reason why tags should be there. Because we got content warnings and tags and moods.
Yeah. And actually those genres and moods, those might be another thing we want to put even higher
Over here.
priority somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually put some tabs over here. So some tags, not tabs. Uh, so I'm guessing uh, on this screen, I'm seeing the only. So if we have the rating here, maybe this section. Let's try removing. See how that looks like. So we have the number of readers. I guess this is important to see how popular the book is. We can even put that there and the this. Let's just see. And here maybe we can put the top three genres, or uh, I'm just gonna write random stuff, sci-fi, and uh, or the random the first two, and then I put the tags underneath because that might get complicated.
Yeah, I think I think it makes sense to show like I feel like genre is the most important one. Like moods and content warnings are still important, but I think if someone scrolls to see those, that's okay.
Yeah, yeah, I'd say it's not top priority. So maybe genres, and what else could be here? Is seeing your rating a thing you'd want to? I mean, you'd get, maybe that would be better to have under reviews. So
Well,
you'd have.
wh- I think there's another solution for that. What if in this chart, like we highlight the pillar for whatever their rating was?
Oh yeah,
So like if they rated it 5 stars, then the 5 star one is like highlighted.
nice. Yeah,
then then it shows where they rated this compared to everyone else who rated this.
yeah, yeah. That's great. Okay, so this goes away. Oh,
So this would be like
yeah, let's just make it into this. I'm gonna design it nicely.
and at that point like this would be okay. I think you've
Yeah,
told me how to do this. I can change it to
yeah.
the red button.
Try it. Ah, here we go. Nice.
And yeah, because then the color corresponds with the red button and it
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm actually gonna make the stars yellow as well. What about the friends currently reading, or some profiles, some social things that show you what's going on? Would that be
yeah.
important, or you'd see that further down?
um yeah, I think that makes sense as like a next thing. And it there is like something really comforting about like when you first go to the page you see without scrolling like some avatars of people that are familiar.
Yeah, I'm also pretty excited because you'd be able to discover new readers. So let's say you really like a book, and here you'd see some faces from readers who are similar to you. Maybe we can even show, if we calculate like the reader to reader compatibility score, maybe we can show like the top matches at some point, not at first. They can be just people who read the book in chronological order. So this would be like the most recent readers. But it's going to be cool if you could actually like tap this and see some profiles that you can follow, because right now the only way to do that is either through the feed or through, yeah, the user search on the supporters page.
Yeah,
So yeah, as many like link ups we can achieve, I think the more the merrier. I keep discovering people who sign up and they have these wonderful libraries. I just like browsing through them, and I think, I mean, at least for me that's like a really good pastime. It also might trigger into, it might play into the uh you know social media need to just scroll for something, but there you see books, so it's actually like really good.
yeah, yeah, I think yeah, so it sounds like there's like two different things we could show here for like the social network aspect. Because I mean,
Mhm.
right up until this point, aside from the rating and the readers, it's all just been like data. So how do we like bring in that feel so that you're not feeling like you're reading this alone and you're getting that feel from other readers? And
Yeah,
yeah, I think part of it's knowing like, hey, people that I follow and maybe people that follow me, their take on this book.
Yeah. Maybe when you, yeah, I was just thinking how this could change. I mean, the actual content and yeah, it can open up in bottom drawer where you would see like two tabs, followers and following, and you can see how many of your followers are reading this or have read this, and yeah, how many of your following have read this. I think that that could be neat. Uh, but yeah, I think even seeing just the currently reading people, the readers, would be like a huge improvement.
Yeah, like one of the let me find a good one here on Letterboxd. See what I'm seeing here. Okay, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Just won best picture yesterday. Amazing
Oh
movie.
yeah, I saw that.
Here's what I see when I go to it on Letterboxd. Um,
uh,
let me see. Let me take a picture here.
yeah, just put it over here as reference. Let me move this long list of things that need to be there.
Do you ever like take a screenshot and then you drag it and then it doesn't like go where you think it's going to go?
Yeah, I do that as well.
And then if you drag an image, it doesn't save it as a screenshot because it's been interacted with. So you have to like
Yeah,
go find it. There you go.
there are those that just disappear into the ether, and they're like, ah, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the things that this gets that I think are neat are it gets the number
Mhm.
of my friends that have read it, each of their ratings, and if they wrote a review or not. So like that little dot 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 or line indicates,
Okay. Ah,
and
that's neat. Yeah.
then if you clicked on any part of either the avatar or the review, it's like all of that area is clickable. And if you clicked on any of it, then it let's see if this one works. Okay, let me do this again. It shows da, 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 something like this. There we go. So that's like the hover state.
Okay. Yeah, that's really nice. Let me think about something. I mean, we could do even like a couple of these things. So this is friends that that read it. So I'm thinking, you know, this could be like their avatars are slightly larger and they have these
Mm.
ratings next to them. So we could also do that. So. Uh, Yeah, I think this could be at first just friends who read this. Let's just put it like that. And we can have some indication of their rating and if they left a review. I like this little icon. And then we can show their reviews under the reviews tab. I'd
Yeah,
also put like people who are not familiar to you because that might be interesting. So you'd have friends, but some people who are don't have like any friends on the app might not see anything. So have that fall back to something else, if that
yeah.
makes sense.
I think that makes sense. Like it, you want to know that other people are reading this book. I think that's also useful because then it lets you know that this book is not, this book is a book that people read. Like as odd as that sounds, like there are lots of books that um like being the first person to read it on hardcover, it feels like you're like breaking new ground. And
Yeah,
sometimes you want
exactly.
to break new ground. You want to be the first person to read it, but sometimes you want more of a social experience. So it kind of lets you know which path you're on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and if you have like lots of friends, you can also see your friends. But if you don't, have that starting experience, having that starting experience with like lots of people who can interact, you can interact with that like this book. I think, yeah, would be really nice. Yeah, this is great. We've covered like a lot in an hour, and it flew by. When did it fly
Yeah,
by? Yeah,
it did. Yeah,
I'm really liking this. So I'm thinking this is in a good place to basically get that other info in, uh, and yeah, have this as the base version for the new book page.
yeah. I'm liking it, and I think uh, I think on the reviews page, one other thing we'll be able to do that we don't currently do is show ratings without a review. Like, to know like this person read the book and rated it, but they didn't review it, so that you could be able to find other people who rated it 5 stars. Right now, the only way to see other people that read the book is if they reviewed it. But I think we can do more social there if we also show like everyone's rating in some
Yeah,
way.
that's great. Yeah, I'd like to see that for some books, both the 5 stars and the 1 stars.
Yeah,
That's gonna be neat to, see other readers' tastes and your friends' tastes.
yeah.
That's nice.
And I have a feeling for this first page, we'll still want to show like one or two reviews like farther down when you scroll on the book info page. Like,
Yeah, they could have actually, links to the actual reviews tab. That's good. Yeah. I'm gonna put those in, and I'm probably gonna make a long page with all this book info, and then we can review it. But this section is the most important, so this one is key
yeah,
to unlocking the whole book experience. So yeah,
yeah, this
this is
is this is
nice.
looking awesome. Yeah, I'm loving this. I can't wait to like see this page for books every time I search for a book. Like,
Yeah, this
yeah,
is gonna be really good. Nice. Well, I think we can wrap it up
yeah,
with on that note.
I think so too. Yeah,
It's been a
thanks
really
for
productive one.
yeah, thanks for taking the charge on this book page. Yeah, I'm really excited to see this out.
Yeah, it's one of the key book pages, and once we get this out there, I mean, right now we gotta focus on making it perfect because, yeah, it's gonna play an important part in the whole way people use the app, and yeah, it's gonna be really, really neat seeing it live.
Yep, cool.
Cool,
Well,
great. So
have a
have a
good
good one,
you
and
too.
yeah, talk next week. Bye,
See ya.
bye.
Bye.